Welcome. I am so glad that you're here. I am Dr. Jessica Bueller, and I'm a chiropractor with additional certifications in acupuncture and an allergy elimination technique called NAET. I'm married to a farmer, and we live in central South Dakota with our 5 kids from 4 to 16, almost 17. And I've been practicing chiropractic for 15 years. And I'm here tonight to share with you some information that I was incredibly grateful that somebody was brave enough to share it with me. And I hope that you will be also thankful when tonight ends that somebody cared enough about you to share this with you as well. So we are going to talk about a company called LifeVantage, and we are the activation company. So before we get started, I want to with you a little bit about my story, so you kind of have a little bit of a background as far as why I was interested in this. Because mom of 4 at the time and a thriving practice, I was not looking for something extra to do, right? But as soon as I saw this information, I knew that I had a moral obligation to share this with other people. So I'm here tonight for a lot of reasons, but the main reason that I was interested at first was the science and the research, and I stuck around because there's so much more to this than just the science and the research. There's a community of like-minded people that really want to see other people succeed and live an abundant life. But at the time when I was introduced to this, the person who introduced it to me had no idea that I had watched one of my best friends struggle and eventually lose a fight to the nasty C word. And in the process of her diagnosis, I was in charge of her nutrition to help from afar. And so I had done a lot of research. And I remember at a certain point really just praying for like something more powerful, so for something stronger, for something better, for a technology that exceeded what we knew at the time. And so when this came into my hands, I knew the potential of what this could mean, because she was taking 9 of the 10 components of our 2 flagship products, our first 2 products, I should say, 2 activators. Except these activators had a synergy and a benefit that was 1,800% and 2,000% stronger. So I remembered praying that prayer. And I know you probably know someone who's been on their knees praying for something better, for a miracle, for something stronger, for a change in their current situation when it comes to health. And if that's not you, I'm sure you know somebody who is, right? And also, what she didn't know at the time is, even though I was so very successful from the outside, from a practice standpoint, I was really struggling with the balance between work and home. The more I worked, the less that was left over for me at home, and the less I worked, then I couldn't get everyone in on my schedule. So I was constantly in this like back and forth battle and struggle, and I was dealing with at the time some hair loss. I couldn't lose weight no matter what I did. I always felt tired, even though I was doing all the do. I just felt exhausted doing it. And it really was like I was losing my passion, like burning out with what I was doing, right? And within a few weeks of activating my body, all of that changed. My skin rashes and acne disappeared. My hair started coming back in. The weight was falling off without doing anything different. And honestly, things have just gotten better from a health standpoint for me since then. And then from the business standpoint, this was something that I could do, and honestly, in the nooks and crannies of my life around the kids' schedule. I could respond to messages, and I could literally build this from my cell phone, and I did. And so I want you to know that you don't have to be a doctor to do this, but you can do this with a small amount of time if if you really want something and are looking for something different. So that being said, we're going to talk about something called activation. And whenever you hear the word activation, like really, you're trying to figure out what your brain is trying to figure out. Well, what is activation? Like, what does that mean, right? Like you've heard of activating your bank card, but other than that, where have you even heard that term, right? And so when we look for health, we have to look back. We want to look back at the health of the cells. And healthy cells will lead to healthy tissues to healthy organs, and healthy organs to organ systems, and then healthy humans. So we're not here to diagnose or treat any condition, symptom, or disease. We are really looking to create healthy cells, and we're going to do that by activating within our cells aspects of our genes that allow us to express health, to open up pathways where we can produce more of what should have already been produced, where we can literally go in there and flip the switches the right way on our genes to create a healthy environment for our cells. And again, those healthy cells are going to lead to healthy humans. So where did we start? We had a Nobel Prize winning scientist, Dr. Joe McCord, who had devoted his career to studying the effects of free radical damage or oxidative stress. And he won the Nobel Prize for discovering an antioxidant enzyme called SOD, superoxide dismutase. And he formulated our little yellow activator, Protandim Nrf2 Synergizer, in 2003 with one peer-reviewed and published study showing that we could lower oxidative stress on average 40% in just 30 days. That had never been heard of and has not been proven to do that with any other natural product or drug for that matter. At that time. And so in 2005, ABC did a primetime investigation report. You remember those things, right? Everybody remembers those, where they like debunk claims that different companies make. Well, instead of debunking it, John Quinones had a 45% reduction in just 2 weeks. And immediately following that, there was a flurry of media attention, and major institutions and universities started doing their own self-funded research on our product. Again, something that has not been heard of. But even though we knew we had a medical breakthrough, we were on the shelves of places like Walgreens and GNC and selling on average a half a bottle per store, you guys, a half a bottle. The company was nearly going bankrupt until 2009 when they hired a marketing strategist who suggested that they move this from the shelves where it didn't belong, because who knows what a synergizer or an activator is, right? Even doctors don't know what that is. I'd never heard of an activator before this company. And we literally are the activation company on the cutting edge of something that no one else had when this was formulated. And other companies are starting to follow some of the trends of what we're doing. But he suggested direct sales because there's a story that needs to be told. And honestly, that's why you're here, to hear the story and to know that there is a story, that there is background, that there is science, that there is research, and that this company is for real. Like, this is the real deal, right? So we've been in direct sales since, because that 6-week trial won by 300%. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ. And again, we have all of that research that was not funded by us. So what is oxidative stress, and why would you want to lower it? And who has it, right? What causes it? So think of this. If you cut an apple in half and open up the halves, right? And you let it sit on your counter, in a day, it would start to look a little yucky, right? But in a week, ooh, it's real rusty, right? That is what is happening within our cells. We are literally rusting within our cells, having cellular damage. And that happens from the foods we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, too little, too much exercise, toxins everywhere. When you look at the toxin overload of what people are exposed to now versus what they were even in the 1950s, it's insane. And honestly, it's a little bit exhausting, because even when you're trying to avoid and lower your toxic load, you cannot avoid it. Everyone has oxidative stress. So the solution for this is Protandim Nrf2 Synergizer. Why? Because instead of supplementing, where we bring something to a cell that it doesn't have enough of, with our synergizer, we're able to turn on that protein messenger within the cell. And then, like I said, flip those switches. In this case, what happens with this activator is we turn on our ability to produce our own antioxidant enzymes at a rate of 1 million every single second. So imagine this. Taking supplements is a little bit like taking a Dixie cup and dumping a little bit of water on it. You never really get the fire to go down, right? But with this, it's like getting a fire hose and going into every room and just putting that fire out. That's really what happens. So we do this by increasing our body's own production, our production within every single cell of superoxide dismutase, catalase, and glutathione. I bet you've heard about that, baby, since what happened in our world since 2020, right? We have a study, a 10-year study done by the National Institute of Aging showing we're the only dietary supplement proven to extend lifespan. It's a combo of the 5 ingredients across the bottom. And you're probably thinking, I might be taking some of those. But the thing is that just like I said at the beginning, like my friend, you're not having the benefit of synergy. It's like having the perfect recipe for bread. And if you knew all the ingredients, but you had to like make your own combo, you might not get an award winning bread, right? But if you had the exact combos in the exact thing, you could reproduce it. And that synergy is what makes this effective. So with antioxidants, we take the antioxidant, it neutralizes a free radical, one and done. And when we do it with our activator, we produce those antioxidants at 1 million every single second. You simply cannot eat enough fruits and vegetables to get the antioxidant benefit of Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. However, do not take this as I'm saying do not eat the fruits and vegetables. You still need to eat those, just not for the antioxidants alone. These are the places that have done the research. You can go to pubmed.gov where doctors do their research and check it out for yourself. We've been featured in these on the news for these. We have 7 US patents and we also have international patents so that no one can copy that recipe, that synergy, that synergistic benefit, that activation, you guys, is what makes this company incredible. And I'm giving you a brief overview. I'm trying to keep this super simple and I'm going to go even simpler from here on out. But I really want you to know, if you hear nothing else, that NRF2 activation is something you're going to hear more about. And there are going to be companies trying to come out with activators. And we've had this baby since 2003. It's 2023. Washington State University said, NRF2 activation is potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. I mean, come on. If you can't get excited about sharing with someone or taking something that I will never miss a day of taking this, then I'm not sure what will excite you. Like, do you even have a pulse? Like, should we check, right? But then the company didn't stop there, and they kept creating activators, and that's why we are the activator company, the activation company. So the next pathway that they targeted is the pathway called NRF1, and this is responsible for our mitochondrial function. So your metabolism, your energy production, your cell's ability to do whatever its job is within your cells. And then we have NAD. And if you've heard about this, it's probably in relation to sirtuins with the rise of the fasting world, right? NAD is what is responsible for the benefits that are given with fasting. So if you look at these across the bottom, you can see the smaller bars on the left show when you take the individual activator by itself, NRF2, NRF1, and NAD. And then if you take all three together, we call that our tri-synergizer because the 3 products taken at the same time. And look at the big bars. Look at what happens to our NRF2 activation, our NRF1 activation, and our NAD activation. So they have a synergy within their own, but then they have a synergy with the 3 all together. And this, we just got a patent on the tri-synergizer too. That's really incredible. Again, whoever invited you can share with you more, but I'm just kind of giving you an overview. We also have a brain activator, and who doesn't want a better brain, right? Like goodbye mom brain and hello CEO brain. Like I'll take that any day, right? And again, I would never miss a day of taking this stuff. But this is for mental endurance, memory, neurotransmitter function, brain fatigue, brain fog, positive mood, resilience to stress. Who couldn't use more of that, right? It allows the chemicals in your brain to attach to the receptors like they're supposed to. It's like if you had a dartboard and you throw the dart, and every time you get to hit the bullseye instead of like missing the target and like squirrel and whatnot, right? Brain activation, so huge. And then our latest activator, which we're coming up on a year with this baby, and she has performed like no other. I can be honest, I wasn't super excited they were creating a collagen until I realized that they created a collagen activator, the combo, right? For years, I had recommended collagen, but not seen a ton of benefits. And people. Some basic changes, maybe some hair, skin, or nails, but not life-changing changes. And that has happened, especially with this guy combined with our other activators. Amazing, right? So the benefits go beyond the hair, skin, and nails, though. We've seen stuff with joints and muscles and gut health and mood and bones and tissue repair. It's a part of every single lining in your body. We've even seen changes in the bedroom, you guys. So look at these. This is my friend Maria. Look at her thigh and her eyes. And how about my friend Kim here? She had lost her mom almost a year before this, and you can definitely see her eye lift, right? But what you can't tell is that she felt like she got her zippity doo-dah back that she had once upon a time before that. And this is my husband. Look at his eye, you guys. And that mysterious little spot just kind of is smaller and smaller and smaller. And my friend Sean, I memean, this works in men too. And there's me, my before and after. So activation. We are the LifeVantage is the activation company. And we took that NRF2 technology in our flagship product and we applied it to a formula specific to our pets. To the dog, right? Dogs have an oxidative stress load 7 times that of humans. We've seen incredible testimonies in both dogs and horses and lots of other animals because people love their pets, you guys. And who wouldn't want them to have less oxidative stress, right? And then we have a skincare system and also a hair care system. The research on the skincare and why we have it, the studies done by LSU, and also the stuff on the hair, is credible. It's just incredible. You got to see the research, but I'm proof of it. Like it works, right? And then we have a targeted multi nutrient and vitamin combo. We have a body care system. And then we have probiotics, prebiotics, gut health things, other things that you've heard of before. But these are our products. And don't get overwhelmed by the fact that there are so many, because just like when you go to shop online and they magically suggest something and you're like, oh yeah, I think I do like that. That's exactly how this works. It's nice to be able to get all of your stuff in one spot and not have to go looking somewhere else for what you need. So maybe you're ready to get started on the products, or you want to talk to whoever invited you and figure out what's best for you, or you need more information, but possibly you're searching for more, like I was, even though I didn't know that I was, right? You get paid for sharing the gift of activation with others. We live in an e-commerce society, right? A socially connected world where you can literally build this business from anywhere with no overhead. We're at the forefront of biohacking and nutrigenomics, of activating pathways within the body. We're open in several countries and more. We have 60,000 US consultants, and it's estimated that when you reach 150,000 consultants per country, that you've reached the ground floor. So we are still not there, you guys. We have room for growth. We're publicly traded, we're debt free. We have an enhanced compensation plan that's really designed for the next generation of entrepreneurs. It's designed for social selling. You can either share this with people and gather customers, or you can do a traditional version of network marketing where you also not only want to gather customers and help people with their health, but you also want to help people with their finances so they can live an abundant life. So then you would be looking at also developing leaders and teaching them how to do the simple system that you will be taught by your team. So we're creating leverage here. No assets or inventory, and the culture and community are really incredible because you get to choose who you work with and you get to choose the people on your team. And it's really incredible how like attracts like, and you really find your people in this industry. So look at the rank of Senior Consultant 3. It's on average $659 a month. What would $659 extra do for you? I know for some people that was a huge thing. Getting to this rank, getting to this number meant a big difference for them, like a car payment or your groceries, or I don't know what that means to you. Or at this rank, Managing Consultant 3, $7,500 a month on average. That's definitely a change in lifestyle for a lot of the people that reach that rank, or at the elite ranks for us, which is executive consultant one. It's $13,000 on average, $13,000 on average per month. And, it's wherever you want to take it. It's as far as you want to go with it. It's what you want in your life. And have you even thought to dream? Are you happy where you are? Or is there somewhere else you'd like to be? Do you have this feeling like there's something inside of you, right? So this is Erin Brockovich. I'm sure you've heard of her from the movie, and you remember Julia Roberts playing her part. But this is what the real Brockovich actually looks like, and she's on our board of directors. And she said this: if you follow your heart, if you listen to your gut, and if you extend your hand to help another, not for any agenda, but for the sake of humanity, you are going to find the truth. And she's really, really a like-minded person that aligns with the way I think too. Like, we've got to keep looking. You've got to keep searching for answers and for the things that fit you and what you believe and what you value. So whoever invited you here, I'm super proud of you for getting on this. And I hope that someday you're going to look back at this moment and realize that the decision that you made to get on here led to more positive decisions and ultimately led you to where you're going to be, right? And I hope you're really thankful that somebody had enough courage to invite you to get on, that they thought of you and they thought, wow, this person could really benefit from hearing this information. So if you could get back to whoever invited you and tell them, one, I'd like to look at the products. And and I need more information, or I'm ready to go, or I want a recommendation. So products, you ready to try the products? Two, you need more information and you know what the information is in that you want. Three, you want to look at this business with us too. And I guess maybe the fourth would be, this is not for you, but you know somebody who would really be interested in this. So products, more information, business, or someone who really should hear this as well. So thank you so much for getting on and listening. And please get back to whoever invited you here. Have a great day.